Can y'all stop asking us to come to Africa? Underneath all of our videos, whenever we're speaking about something and speaking about what we're going through, here come y'all from Africa, talking about, oh, come back to Africa. This is where you belong.
So we already know that Africans and African Americans don't get along. The hate is very evident when you...
It really breaks my heart whenever I see something like this happening. This one has broken my heart. It has really broken my heart. And I've always had love for black people. And I preach unity every time. And I preach unity every day to black people. But whenever I see black people trying to divide themselves, or rather maybe blaming each other and trying to live in a way that maybe they don't like each other, or showing out it's like they're not friends to each other, it really breaks my heart. Me seeing this video or meeting this video, I was really heartbroken. Let's watch the video and then we shall come back and talk about it. Yeah.
Stop asking us to come to Africa. Underneath all of our videos, whenever we're speaking about something and speaking about what we're going through, here come y'all from Africa, talking about, oh, come back to Africa. This is where you belong. This is your home in Mother Africa. You don't have to deal with that. Come here. We're not leaving what we have built to come over there with y'all. Y'all don't even want to be over there with your Mother Africa. Your mother treats you so bad that you want to leave her house to come over here and freeload in our house. Your Mother Africa loves you so much and takes such good care of you that you have to abandon her to come over here and live off of us. Why in the world would we want to go somewhere where the natives don't even want to be? You don't want to be in your own continent, but you think that we want to be there after we have worked and suffered and struggled to build this great nation? You think we're going to leave and come over there? Nah, it don't work like that. The only reason why y'all want us over there is because you want what we have. You can see how powerful and great we are because you see and you watch us over there, idolizing us, worrying about what we're doing and how we're getting it done. And now you want us to come over there. But where were you while we struggled? After you sold our ancestors to the white man, how come you didn't want us to come over there then? How come your people didn't make a way to come and rescue us? But all of a sudden now, since we have overcome what you have did to us, since we had walked out of the lion's den after you cast us in, now you want us to come over there with you? Have you bumped your heads? Stay out of my comment section and stay away from us. We are not African and we're never coming there. It's Black American power forever.
People look at me, I don't have culture. They look at me as like I am just Oyinbo. They call me Oyinbo. They call me all these terminologies because they don't look at me as being African. I'm not African to them. I'm American. That's exactly how they view me. I don't feel really, I have a hard time making friends there. I was there for 7 months. I have a hard time making friends. I have a hard time really truly.
This is home in Nigeria.
In Nigeria. You understand? So I don't know. I feel like this is my home, but me too. I yearn for that connection. I yearn to want to go back home and connect with where I'm from and embrace my culture and everything like that. But yeah, I sometimes too, I feel like an outsider. So I can definitely relate to that. I've even gotten to like little arguments in like my Uber drivers, and they Uber drivers in Nigeria, they're so useless. I'm sorry, I had to put that out. I'm sorry. I have to say that. But they will come at me because sometimes maybe I may be talking to them and giving them direction. This is your English or your phone. Calm down. I don't understand this, your English. I'm like, what do you I'm speaking normal, but my accent sometimes is too much. But I tone down. Even still, I tone down. I try to talk as if I'm from Nigeria, and still my accent is still too strong. American accent is still too strong for them. So it's like myself, I can relate to you guys as well because I feel like trying to connect, find that sense of belonging. I yearn for that as well. But it's so hard when I'm not being embraced. I'm not feeling like I'm welcomed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So we already know that Africans and African Americans don't get along. The hate is very evident when you hop online. But that's the thing. When you hop online, I don't see this shit in person at all. Okay, I'm lying a little bit. There will always be somebody that's mean, but that's not what I'm talking about. My point is that the hate is strong online, but there's lots of love in person. As an African, I love African Americans. I have so many African American friends. We get along just fine. And I bet you if I asked any of them what they think of Africans, they won't have anything bad to say. We can talk about the bullying that Africans endured by African Americans in school, but that's not what I want to talk about. Just because I'm not in school anymore and I don't get bullied for being African anymore. I have learned to let that go because I decided to love myself. And I've been able to see that a lot of the African Americans that bullied me are now grown or the same age as me, and they don't think like that anymore. If you're Black and you go to any part of Africa, I bet you will be loved and welcomed. So just remember that just because there's hate and division online, it doesn't mean that it's the same thing in person. Okay, I have a question, and I am welcoming every opinion on this. I just got a DM and somebody told me, stop speaking on Black issues, you are not Black. They are right. I'm not Black. I'm African. But does that disqualify me from speaking on Black issues that also affect me? And now I'll give you a little background on me. I'm from Africa. I came to the US in 2012. Been here ever since, have never gone back to visit, nothing like that. I did all my schooling here, learned English, learned a lot of things, and I am now a citizen of the US. I still speak my first language because of my family. I am very accustomed to American life. I eat the food, I listen to the music. Almost everything about me is American. I grew up here and have spent more time here than I have in Africa. I am treated as Black in this country. I'm seen as Black. Issues that affect or are strong in the Black community also pertain to me. I'm talking about colorism, texturism, featureism, all of it. Are those issues that I'm not allowed to talk about because I'm not Black American? It is a very hard thing to talk about and understand because it's confusing. I see myself as African because that's just where I'm from. I don't know, now I just feel like I'm just saying whatever, but actually, I do want to talk about this because I feel like that's the reality of a lot of Africans that grow up here, especially the ones who aren't that close to their culture anymore. If you relate to me or have anything or opinions or whatever, feel free to comment.
I don't understand why Africans hate their own people. Just because we live in a different country doesn't make us any different than y'all. I mean, sure, our culture is different, but genetically, we're literally the same. And you want to know what's crazy? African people copy American culture and Black people want more of their culture. Really? We're literally going in separate directions, and that's what's dividing us. This stupid ignorance on both sides needs to stop. It's honestly so dumb. I can't even believe I'm ranting about it on TikTok right now. Just love everyone. Understand both sides. It's that easy. And honestly, this is something I can rant about all day. If you guys are interested, follow me and let me know you want more.
Dear Black Americans, you are taught that Africans, we are savages. We are not. We are cultured. We are educated. We are knowledgeable. Unfortunately, we are poor on the surface. But beneath us, we have everything the whole world needs. They tell you this to try stop you from coming back to motherland because you are the very, very backbone that builds their economy. If you were to relocate back to Africa, you would disable them as a continent. Africa is the only place you would never be racially discriminated against. Africa is the only place where you would never have to fear if you would die the next day or not. Black Americans, you are us. We care about you. We need you as much as you need us. Your color tells you who you are and where you belong. Stop forcing yourself to fit in places you'll never fit.
To understand is that we are one. You need us more than we need you.
You need to get on out of here with all that now and keep that same energy for the people who are colonizing Africa right now. Black Americans don't come to Africa bothering you, but you fix your mouth to come to America to bother the people who fought for their liberation. They're the ones who cleared a path so you could come here in the first place. They didn't flee their country like you fled yours. Nah, we don't need you. Our legacy was built in America by our American ancestors as well.
I do have this conversation a lot with Africans or even just Caribbean people who will often look down on Black Americans. Number one, they will say they lazy, they ghetto. I've heard African parents tell their kids not to date African American men, not to marry them, things of that nature. What are some negative stereotypes y'all heard about Black Americans from your parents, from your friends?
You literally said it all.
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
My mom would tell me not to marry an African American.
Yeah.
Right.
She says it all the time.
Even when I hear African parents say that, it very much sounds like the same same rhetoric that a white person would tell their kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't marry that black guy. Like, he's ratchet, they ghetto. It's crazy to hear other black people have that type of rhetoric.
As I was watching these videos, I saw a comment somewhere when a black American, an African American, was asking a question that where were Africans when they were suffering, when they were going through a lot of shit, when they were going through troubles and problems and predicaments, when they were being pressed? Where were Africans in that they would now try to show themselves up right now that they are caring? And I want to answer that person. Africa has always gone through the problems that you guys have been going through. It's not that Africans have had freedom, or rather they've been living well. Well, if that's what you think, then it's okay. But the truth is that Africans have also gone through shit. Africans have been colonized. We've been under colonization for quite some time. We are still under colonization even today. We can't make decisions for ourselves, on our own selves. We can't do things on our own selves. We can't decide things on our own selves. Okay? We are being ruled. We're being driven like kids. Some kind of oppression from the West is still happening in Africa today. We are now on the struggle of actually snatching ourselves out of these predators, okay? Because we've always been praised to them, and the same things you've been going through, we have also been going through, and there is nothing we could do. I don't think if there is any other special or good help we could give, because we were also victims the same way you were victims. So victims cannot help victims, because we were also going through the same thing. So it's not that we have not been in your life when you've been going through these kind of things. It's not that we've not been there to provide help. Okay? And personally, I have a certain kind of love for black people, personally. And I think Africans have to really stop doing this. Whether you're in America, whether you're in Africa, whether you're an African American, whether you're a black American, we really need and we have to stop this, because if we can continue behaving and doing things in this way, then we are definitely not going to make it. We're not going to make it out here, because it's going to be very difficult on us. It's going to really, really destroy us. Because let's take this for example. What do you think when maybe, let's say, when an enemy feels, or an enemy sees you quarreling, like an enemy sees black people hating black people, or rather black people quarreling black people, or rather black people fighting black people, an enemy feels good, because they always want to find where they can come in from, where the loophole, the hole to where they can come in from. They always want to find a reason for them to come. They would always want to find where our weakness is. Let's not make unity our weakness. Unity can be the only thing that can give us strength. But if you can be now fighting and quarreling as black people, claiming they don't love each other, speaking to each other with anger and all those sorts of things, what do you think they feel? Feel so good, okay? So we need to preach unity amongst ourselves. The issues of, I'm in America, I'm an American, I've been to America for all this time. If you want to continue staying in America, well, it's good. You can continue staying in America. But remember, you're speaking for yourself. We have many other people, thousands and thousands of black Americans, of African Americans who are found in the United States of America, who are found in the Western countries, and they want to come back to Africa. And therefore, if you think that maybe you do not want to come back to Africa, it's okay, and nobody is forcing you to come back to Africa. Of course, we cannot come and carry you back to Africa. It's your decision, it's your choice if you want to be there. But we have people who love their motherland. We have people who really want to come back to Africa, and they feel so good when they find themselves in Africa. They're even praying every day. I was talking to the Afro-Grenadian. Afro-Grenadian was telling me from Grenada, he was telling me that he really likes and he really prays that one day he would come back to Africa and come back. Maybe he knows his roots and he would like to come back there. But it's a personal decision, okay? What we are saying is that we as Africans here in Africa, we love you and we want you people to come back to Africa because we want to build Africa. When someone gets to a point of saying now, Africans want us to go back to Africa because they know that we are important, because they know we can help them to build their country. We can remember one thing. You were not born in the United States of America. You've been in America for quite some time, yes. Maybe all your life. Maybe you were born in the US. But remember, you were not from the US from the beginning. It all started during colonization, when people were taken into slavery. That's how you find yourself in the United States of America. So that's not your home, okay? You've just been there for quite some time. You've nurtured that place. You are now living in that place. That doesn't mean that you're now supposed like that is your motherland, or that is where you came from, okay? You always have a place where you came from, and you need to be gratitude. You need to feel good, and you need to appreciate the place where you came from, your motherland, okay? You need to at least feel good about it. It's like leaving home and going to a far place, and then you start feeling like home is a piece of shit that you cannot go back there. I really hate when I see that happening. I am encouraging every African American, every Black American, and Black people in Africa, let us unite, okay? The only way we can save ourselves is when we unite. The issues of being arrogant and being rude and feeling like now nobody can talk to you is something that we really not supposed to be doing. We are supposed to have love. We're supposed to build love amongst each other within ourselves. That's all we're supposed to do. And that's all I think we should be doing. The issues of hating each other, no. Because the enemy wants to see us building hatred, or rather quarreling or fighting. Then he would find a place now to come. Now, and I find a reason to come. But when we are united, the enemy is terrified. He cannot try to do anything stupid or any shit. Okay. So what am I saying? Let us come together and work together, okay? But we're also not forcing. But I know there are people, there are Black Americans, there are African Americans who really love Africa and they really want to come back to Africa. For those who want to come back to Africa, the African Americans, we welcome you because this is your home, and we cannot actually deny you a chance to come to your home because east or west, home is the best, and you have to come back home. You have free will to come back home. You can come back home anytime. You can come back here anytime, and we just want you to come back, not because we want you to help us with anything, rather, but because you are our brothers and we love you as our brothers. That's all. So let's not show out to the world that we are not united, okay? Because if we do that, we are gonna die. I'm telling you that for a fact, and I'm not hiding anything. And I don't fear telling you this. If you're not going to unite, and if you're going to continue with this habit of speaking on the social media and telling people, wow, we hate our fellow Africans and all that, we are going to die because the enemy is going to use that chance to destroy us. And we might not be able to recollect ourselves again. That will be the end of us. Just get that in mind. Do let me know what you have said in the comment section about this issue. I'll do my best to make sure I'm replying all of them. And if you're the first person here, if you're the first one to be here, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to click the notification bell. This is the African Streamline, your channel. Thank you so much.